Hey everyone, welcome to our channel. Today, I'm going to show you how to install PostgreSQL on Windows 10 and 11. If you're not familiar with this, it is a powerful open source relational database management system. Along with PostgreSQL, we will also be installing PGAdmin 4, which provides a graphical user interface to manage databases easily. So in this tutorial, you will learn how to download and install PostgreSQL on Windows, how to use PGAdmin 4 to interact with Postgre, and how to create a database and a table, how to insert data and retrieve it using SQL queries. So by the end of this guide, you will have a fully functional PostgreSQL installation and understand the basics of database operations. So if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comment section below. Now, let's get started. First step is to download PostgreSQL. So just open your browser in there and search for PostgreSQL download. So you should be able to see their official website in there with this URL, postgresql.org. So here, onto their main page, you should be able to see an option to go ahead and download them. So you have the download option in here. Simply click onto that and you'll get redirected onto their download page. So here onto their download page, we'll have to choose in here within the operating system family onto what device you're using. So we have Windows, so we'll simply click on Windows in here. And then right after, you should be able to see this option to go ahead and download the installer. So this will go ahead and redirect you to the latest version of it. So simply click onto that to get redirected. So you'll just have to wait for this since it will redirect you to the Enterprise DB link. So this is their website where you can download the Windows installer. So we have different versions in here. So feel free to download which one you like. So these are the version and these are the operating systems. So we'll choose Windows in here. And for the latest version of Windows, we have 17.4. So click onto this icon in here. And so your download should automatically begin in a few seconds. So you'll just have to wait for this one to be done. So you should be able to see that a download is already in progress. So we'll just have to wait for this one to be finished, since once the download is complete, we'll navigate to your downloads folder for this. Now, once done, as you can see, I'm currently onto my downloads folder already. You should be able to see the PostgreSQL downloaded in here. So what you need to do is you'll just have to click onto this one to install it. So double click onto this. So you'll get prompted with a security warning right after. So you'll just have to click yes to proceed. Now, right after you have been prompted with a security warning and you have clicked already yes to proceed, so PostgreSQL Setup Wizard will open just like this. So you'll just have to simply click onto next. So you need to choose the installation directory for this. So default is recommended. So right after, you'll have to go ahead and select the components to install. So I actually have installed this already onto my system, but to go over this or for you to have an overview, so this is how it should look like. So make sure to install this or these things in here, or make sure that a check mark is already available in here. So once done, we'll just have to click on next to continue. So as you can see, as what I mentioned earlier, it is installed already onto my system. So it will ask you for some time to choose a data directory for that. Default is recommended. You'll just have to simply click on next. And then also, it will ask you to set a password for the database super user. So be sure to remember that password that you will import in there. So right after as well, it will ask you for the port. So there is a default port in there. Just click on next. And then right after, just click on confirm onto everything. Click on next. And then lastly, it will go ahead and show you install. So click on install and an installation process will take a few minutes. So once completed, you'll have PostgreSQL installed in your system already. So since Postgre is already installed onto my end, so will not proceed further through that. But right after it is installed onto your system, PostgreSQL will prompt you to open Stack Builder. So it will automatically open in here. So that tool will allow you to install additional extension. So if you've noticed earlier, within those check marks that we have there the Stack Builder. So those are for additional tools. So you could go ahead and set that one up if you would like to, or you could just go ahead and cancel that Or you could go ahead and just leave it as it is, cancel that or close it if you don't need any extra tools. So you could simply close the stack builder right after. So once you're done with that and your installation is already complete with Postgre, just go ahead and open and configure PGAdmin 4. So we could go ahead and see that one is already installed onto our system. You're just gonna go ahead and try to search that onto your search bar. So as you can see, we have here the PGAdmin 4. So we're gonna open that and you should be able to see the same thing just like this. So as you can see, it is still waiting for PGAdmin 4 to start. So we'll just have to wait for that one. Now, once it is fully loaded, you should be able to see something like this. So as you can see, we have here the PGAdmin welcome screen. So there might be sometimes you'll be prompted to enter the password that you set during the installation. But since we're not seeing that one yet, let's do that later once prompted. And then as you can see, we have here the servers onto the left side. So to expand this, you'll just have to click onto this arrow onto its side. So you should be able to see already in here the PostgreSQL 17. So we are already prompted for the password. So you'll just simply type in there. And to go ahead and save this to avoid future prompt, click on Save Password and click on OK. So as you can see, we have here the different databases already. So we could see the activity, state, configuration, logs, and system. For that, we have here the database sessions, transaction per second, and many more. So there are a lot of informations available in here. Now, if you want to go ahead and create your own database, we could do so by clicking here on database. So you'll just need to hover onto the one that says database, right click onto this, and there should be an option to create. So click on database again, and then right after, it will go ahead and ask you for a database name. So since this one is just for a test, we're gonna name this test, then DB. And then right after, we're just gonna click on save. So right after, once that one is already saved, your new database will gonna go ahead and appear under databases. So it is inside database in here. We have that. And to expand our new database, we'll have to navigate to schemas for that. So let's scroll down onto our database, find schemas. We have it here. To expand this, click onto the arrow onto its side. And then right after, inside public, we should be able to see tables. So let's scroll down until we find tables in here. Now to create a table, we'll have to right click onto this, the same thing on what we did on database, and then click on create and then table. So it will ask us for a table name. So for example, we're doing this for employee tracking. So let's name this here, employees, just like this. Then right after, here onto the columns tab, this is where we could go ahead and add in different things. So we're gonna add 2 columns in here or add 2 rows. So click onto this. Let's add 2. And the first one, we're gonna use this for ID. So this is our primary key of our employees. So paste it here, ID, and the other one, we're gonna put in here their full name. So put it in here. Now, right after you put in the name, so we're gonna go ahead and also set their data type. So for example, for ID, we're gonna go ahead and set this as an integer. So as you can see, there are a lot of options. You could just simply scroll to choose which one, but it would be easier for you to search this in here immediately. So search for integer. We could see that here. And since this one is for ID, we're gonna set this as a primary key. Right after, for full name, we're gonna choose character for this or character varying. So let's try to see if it is available. We have it here. Click onto that, and you could also set the length or precision onto the text. So for example, we're gonna set this to 50. So just simply type in just like that. And right after, if you click on save, your table will be saved or created. So as you can see, we have that one here. So let's make this bigger under employees. So we have different columns inside here or many things. Now, since we have already created our database and our table, it is now time to insert data into the table. So to do so, we need to head to the create tool for that in PGAdmin 4. So we have that one here. So this icon is a query tool, and you could see also the shortcut key for that, which is Alt Shift Q. So simply click onto that, and then right after, it will go ahead and load. We'll have to wait for this. And once done, you should be able to see there a screen wherein you could type in your query. So as you can see, there is a big space here. So we're gonna go ahead and simply paste this line or add this line to put some things onto our table. So we're gonna insert a name in here onto our table. So for us to be able to go ahead and insert that right after you put in the query, it's time to run the button to execute that. So this is the execute button or the run button. Click onto that. And here onto the messages, you should be able to see that query returned successfully. So you should be able to see a successful message in here so that you could verify that it is done. So it should also give you the time it took to go ahead and run that. Then right after, to retrieve the data, the same thing here on Query Tool, we're gonna go ahead and try to enter the following line. So we'll have to remove this first. And then right after, let's add this. So this line will gonna go ahead and give us the data that we have inserted. So this one, click on run again. And as you can see, instead of messages, it successfully opened the data output. And this is the table that we have created earlier. So if you've noticed, we have added the ID already, 1 and 2, and the full name, John Doe and Jane Smith, which are what we've put onto the SQL command that we've entered earlier here on Query Tools. So if you go ahead and head back, so let's head back here onto our workspace. We have that here on our test. So under test, we have that under a table, which is employees, and we have here the columns. So we have here the ID and the full name as well. So if you don't want to see already in here, or if you want to go ahead and delete this table in here, so the same thing, you're just gonna head to the query tool. So right after, once you're in here onto the query tool, to remove the things that you put onto the table, this is the line that you're gonna run. So just type in this and click onto this execute icon to run this. So as you can see, it has been successful, and note, this one is just going to go ahead and drop the table employees. So it would not go ahead and delete the database. So if you want to go ahead and delete that, you're just going to head back here and here onto your database, right click onto this and delete this. So you could delete force as well to go ahead and delete that immediately. Click on delete. And as you can see, we have successfully removed already the database, the table on our PGAdmin 4. And congratulations, you have successfully installed PostgreSQL on Windows 10 and 11, set up PGAdmin 4, created a database, performed the basic SQL operation, and learned also how to delete a table. So if you found this tutorial helpful, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and if you have any questions or need further explanation, feel free to ask in the comments below. Thank you very much for watching, and happy coding!